What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, Duels commentary. Alright, so we got Flaming Ice, 1764, one of the highest rated players on Dueling Network. I played him earlier. He beat me like a fucking rug. I got scraped, I won't lie. It was my first match against Nekroz, and you know how sometimes you will sort of know what a deck does, but you're not going to sit there and read every card. That's kind of the type of player I am. I'm just like, alright, give me the gist of the card, and I'll kind of get it. Like, I'll basically just take it from there. And that's what I did, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out well for me. Alright, so anyways, Dp-Ygo got him in game 1, and now it looks like Flaming Ice looks like he's siding hands, which seem really, really good, because it stops those floodgates. Like, if you're thinking about excuse me, I just wanted to move my chair. If you're thinking about playing something like Mistake, and you're thinking, all right, this is going to be the be all end all against the deck. Okay, well, I guess the Nekroz player is just going to they're basically just going to side these in and be like, all right, ram into your guys. Now, I don't understand why Dp-Ygo didn't why he didn't activate Sacrifice and add a Scout. It doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, so now Flaming Ice discards Brio, and he adds, I believe that guy's name is like Strategist or something. I'm just gonna call him Captain Hitsugaya, because if you think about it, right, I guess some people out there are like, we don't watch Bleach, Cap, shut the fuck up. Alright, anyways, back to the duel. He's playing Cycle. I believe Cycle is the one that lets you summon multiple Nekroz. And this dude right here, Captain Hitsugaya, he pays for the entire ritual. He's basically like, Gishki had that card too. I can't remember its name. Alright, so he summoned Brio. My goodness, it was just, I just made a video and it was 105. And he's not going to attack. We see the MST action going on. Spell Shattering Arrow. Oh man. I don't understand why Dp-Ygo didn't trigger Sacrifice. He says, never mind, no Sacrifice. That doesn't make sense. Why would you not want to get a free Scout? If I was a Clee player, I don't think that there's any way possible I wouldn't be playing Climate Change. That card seems so good and no one uses it. Because basically I can just throw my Scouts out there, and if they all get MST'd, I play Climate Change and then I win. Alright, so Dp-Ygo ends up getting scraped that game. I don't understand why he didn't. You guys are gonna have to explain that to me. Anyways, so that Strategist card of the Nekroz, it kind of looks like that card and Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. They both look like Captain Hitsugaya from Bleach. It's kind of like there's a timeline. Like, the Strategist is him at like age 5, and then the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy is him at like age 10. And then Captain Hitsugaya from Bleach is him at like age 15. Anyways, it's a adorable little card, as some of the Nekroz are. Actually, no, some of them aren't. It's just them. I was actually thinking of Spirit Beast. The Ritual Beast, they have a lot of just little like adorable looking guys. Alright, so Flaming Ice opens up with Manju, and I guess he wants to get Brio, and then Brio into something else. And when I didn't know about the ritual version of him, of Sharit, I didn't know the ritual version tutors any of the spells, so it's like really good. So now he's activating Cycle. Okay, so Cycle is just from hand or field, but this dude right here pays for everything, so I really wonder what he's going to summon. Oh, he gets Valkyrus. Now, I know about Valkyrus. Valkyrus is the one where you get to tribute 2 cards and draw 2. Like, some of these effects, I didn't think that they were going to be that good. And then you put them in, you look at them in the context of a format that you can't predict, and you're like, oh my god, that's fucking great. And then Valkyrus having that fucking 2900 attack, even though he's less stars than Brio, and yet he has a higher attack. So, and that was a really good play. You see that Flaming Ice is able to use Manju as his normal summon, and then tribute it, so he draws. So now he has a 2900 beat. I think he's just looking for his Floodgate cards. Or his anti-Floodgate cards. You know, like, I know a lot of players will play, Royal Decree. And what's it called? They'll play Royal Decree and, Nekroz. So you see now he's activating Preparation of Rites. So basically the turn advantage that was spent, he just basically got it back, because if you look, he has 6 cards now, so he went +1 in the turn. But in addition, he kind of had like a Klee-like play. The thing about Klees and Burning Abyss is sometimes they'll end with like 5 cards, but they'll have a fucking huge monster on board that kind of compensates. But you see, he's able to get 6 cards and he still has the fucking huge beater. So, and Valkyrus is essentially the battle fader, but sometimes people will summon it and they'll use the effect. So I would imagine you never want this guy to live past the turn, because if he summons another Manju, a card that you already are going to go +1 with, you basically send it to the graveyard and then you get to draw cards off of it. So MST on Scout number 1. He summons Stealth. And let's say as a sacrifice. This looks like a bad play. Or he could, I guess, technically Book of Moon it, because it has 1700 defense. The problem that I've run into is the fact that the spells can just like search each other. The spells all trigger from the graveyard and they constantly search. Oh man, Dmok went for the book and he gets booked. That's no good. And now he can't even use sacrifice. So he just sets one. That's no good, because Valkyrus will just reflip this guy immediately. Or I guess he won't. I know that, if I'm not mistaken, all of the spells to trigger from the graveyard, I believe you have to control no monsters. He activates Unicorn, which gets him Little Hitsugaya. And now he's going to activate the cycle again. Oh, Vanities is played. So Dmok has one of them Floodgate cards. No, he doesn't. It gets hit with Twister, so much for that, right? And I assume he'll use Little Hitsugaya, and that'll just pay for whatever the other card is in his hand. He really better hope it's not Trishula. Otherwise, he could be losing his monster on field and part of his hand. Okay, it's a Unicorn. It's not that bad. Which gets him Nekroz Baronic. So wait a minute. Let me just see something right quick. Alright. So this guy negates monsters that was special summoned from the extra deck. So if you pendulum the Klees, wouldn't they all get negated and then get to like the fucking skill drain level attacks? Like, wouldn't that be awful against Klee players then? Because they are special summon monsters from the extra deck, and they don't get the effect where they're not, like, you know how they have that effect where they're unaffected by monsters lower than their level. They don't get that when they're pendulumed. So if I pendulum a disc, wouldn't Unicorn negate the disc, and then disc would go to 2800, and then I just run them the fuck over? Like, that seems really bad. Anyways, Flame and Ice just tributed both of his monsters. You know what I think he wants to do? Okay, yeah. I think he's trying to use the second effect of one of his spells. I think he's trying to special summon for free using the spell that lets you banish or lets you use resources from the extra deck. Like, if you notice, even though his hand hasn't gone from, like his advantage, he hasn't been making crazy advantage, he's blazing through his deck. And he's basically, it looks like he's kind of tailoring to the specific situation that he wants. You know what I mean? Like, he took his 2 monsters, got rid of them so that he could activate the one in his graveyard, and now that he can drop Trishula. Now, I don't think he would have been able to do any of that if he had a monster on field. Pretty sure to use the banish effects, you have to control no monsters. I could be wrong. Again, I just sort of know the gist of the cards. Usually after I get my ass whooped about 3 or 4 times by the deck, I'm like, alright, I'm going to read every single one of them and make sure I understand everything. Alright, so Trish hits the field. That was another thing. He trished me twice. That shit was not fun. And I personally believe that Trish it's very similar to the plant format, where if you get trished once, you're probably going to lose. So, looks like he's going for his last effort to pendulum summon. The problem is, if Flaming Ice has anything spell and trap removal related, it's okay. Yeah, that's game. The Twister did him in. All he had to do was stop either P-Zone, and it's pretty much a wrap. Now, I mean, he doesn't lose technically, because the one thing about Nekroz, they can't really OTK from what I've seen. A lot of the ritual spells, they only kind of let you add other ritual spells if you don't have any monsters. And as long as you have a Trishula on board, you won't really do much other than just maybe attack with the Trish or summon a Manju Sanju. Either ways, DMOC, he gives up because he knows that it pretty much just wasn't going to happen. In game 2, I'm not really sure if him adding that scout would have drastically changed the game, but so far it's looking like dominance of Nekroz. Thank you guys for watching as always.